Welcome to Graceful Outrage. I'm Grace, and Bill Maher is left absolutely stunned by Jerry O'Connell after his confession about the 2024 presidential election. Let's check it out.
You know, you want to know why people vote for Trump? That's why. Your shitty attitude is a real turnoff.
So I'm going to tell you about a bit of, I say this, will I stay married? Blow it over here. My,
Sounds like you're going to blow it over here.
the night of the election, this third one.
Yeah.
Third election. Everyone knows what I'm talking about here. I was watching late at night the returns, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think Trump was going to win. I live in California. I didn't think he was going to win. From what I was hearing,
I didn't either.
I think he was going to win.
No,
This is where I live, you know?
Yeah.
I said something along the lines of like, there was no planning. This is what they get. There should have been a primary. I said something along those lines, you know, like I was just spitballing ideas as to, it was a shock, you know. My wife and daughters, without saying anything, became physical with me. They were filled with rage. So if I am being careful with you in how I say things, yes, I live in California. I live with not one, not two, but three people who, if I made any kind of joke, they would, they become very angry with me, you know? I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but I couldn't live that way. I would, whatever household or whatever situation I'm in, I say what I truly think, and if it makes you angry, I'm sorry. We'll have to work that out. Well, it makes sense.
When I watch this clip of Jerry O'Connell and Bill Maher, the first thing that jumps out to me isn't even his words. It's his energy, you know what I mean? His body language, his hesitation. And honestly, it seems like Jerry is being extremely careful with every word that leaves his mouth when describing the environment inside of his own home. You can see him practically trying to soften the edges of the story as he tells it. He sounds almost scared, like he's walking on eggshells. It seems like we've reached a point where people are afraid to talk politics, even in their own homes. Jerry couldn't even share his opinion about Trump winning without triggering his own wife and daughters into violent rage. That's just crazy to me. But personally, I think it raises much bigger concerns about respect in the household in general. But let's keep it political for now, because what it shows is how emotionally charged politics have become. I'm sure Jerry's case isn't unique, because we see this happening everywhere. Remember the attacks on Tesla and all the violent protests? I mean, some people are just so wrapped up in their extreme ideology that even a basic disagreement makes them emotionally outraged, emotionally unstable, and unable to carry themselves in a civil manner. And I completely agree with Bill Maher on this one when he says he couldn't live like that. And I think a lot of people watching feel the exact same way. People should be able to say what they believe without being treated like the enemy, especially in their own home of all places. No one should have to live with intimidation, emotional pressure, or political hostility inside of their own household. You don't necessarily have to agree with someone to respect their right to speak, and you don't have to share their politics to have a conversation. That used to be pretty normal expectations in a democratic culture. But now you have people like Jerry who can't even tell a joke, let alone express their thoughts honestly without fear of anger or retaliation. But at the end of the day, democracy depends on disagreement. It depends on the ability to argue, to persuade, and sometimes simply coexist with people who think differently. But it seems like we're at a point now where every time politics are brought up, instead of civil disagreement, these political conversations quickly escalate into emotional explosions, and people feel pressure to self-censor around coworkers, friends, and sometimes even their own families. It's a very sad situation to be in, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.